Shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakodash, the brothers of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to all the brothers that's doing this work. Kahalalum La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. That's in the Lashwan Kodash. This lesson is going to be centered around the Lord's word being in our hearts. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right to it. This is Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 6. It says, "And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up." Because this word has to be a part of our life. We have to eat, sleep, and this word, man. We have to eat, sleep this word, man. This word has to become a part of us, a part of our lives, a part of our everyday life. Joshua 1:8, it says, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth." So we got to constantly have these words and this law, and, the scriptures in our mouth. "But thou shalt meditate therein day and night." How do you meditate? Your mind. You got to think upon these scriptures, every day in, day out, man, especially in this wicked world, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then shalt thou make thy way prosperous, and then shalt thou have good success. So we got to meditate upon these scriptures day in and day out, man. Psalms 119:15, it says, "I will meditate in thy precepts and have respect unto thy ways." So we got to meditate. That means to think upon something, basically. Think upon the scriptures, man. Psalms 119 and 78. It says, "Let the proud be ashamed, for they dealt perversely with me without a cause, but I will meditate in thy precepts." Psalms 119:148, Mine eyes prevent the night watches, that I meditate in thy word." So day in and day out. I just wanted to prove a quick point of, meditating upon the scriptures, man. And I'm finna go to the online etymology dictionary. Get a quick definition for the word meditate. It says to ponder, to think abstractly, engage in mental contemplation. So basically, you got to be contemplating about these scriptures, probably from a back formation from meditation. To meditate, think over, reflect, consider. That's one thing our people don't do. They don't meditate. They don't consider. Take appropriate measures, to plan in the mind, to employ the mind in thought or contemplation, especially in a religious way. So we got to be contemplating about these scriptures now, day in and day out. So without further ado, I'm going to go to my next precept. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 11. Verse 11 is the point. It says, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?" So we always got to be engaging in holy conversation and talking about the scriptures. Because this is a way of meditating, because of what we're doing, what the multiple men, when we get together with men, especially brothers, What do we talk about? We talk about the scriptures. You know, we've been meditating and thinking upon the scriptures, talking about different events, and it's a beautiful thing, man. Verse 12, it says, "Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day, unto the coming of the day of the Most High, whether wherein the heavens shall be dissolved, being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." Right? So we gotta be, because we constantly thinking about this, man. We constantly talking about it, because it's in our hearts, it's in our minds, man. We really believe in this word. We believe in it, and the scripture says, "I believe, therefore I spoken. I was greatly afflicted." Psalms 116:10, "I believed, therefore I have spoken. I was greatly afflicted." So we believe in these words, even though we face affliction. We still continue to believe in the word of the Lord, man. If I may add real quick, afflictions help us to lean more onto the Lord. When we going through stuff, that makes us call upon the Lord and depend on the Lord even more, because He's the one that's going to deliver us out of it, even though He's the one that put us in it. Deuteronomy 30:14, it says, "But the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it." So we got to keep this word in our hearts, in our minds, man. Because one thing, I was telling the brothers last night, man, one thing about Yahweh Shai, he didn't have to go to the scriptures to pull up any precepts to cut people with it. Because what? He is the word, He is the word, the physical manifestation of the word, man. So the word was him. It was always in his mind, in his heart, because he is the word, and that's deep, man. Like, that's deep, man. Yahweh Shai was a full embodiment of the word, man. He is the word, man, and it's deep, man. I was just thinking upon that last night, man. How Yahweh Shai is the word, man. Like, and we ought to be just like him, man. Having this word in our hearts, in our minds, forevermore. Always having the word of the Lord in our hearts, in our minds, man. Always. Okay. I'm gonna get one more precept. Psalms 119:11. It says, "Thy word have I hid in mine heart, that I might not sin against thee." Because the Hebrew word for heart is lab, which means your mind. So this word is constantly in our minds. It's in our hearts, it's in our minds. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises unto the Lord, to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kakodash, the bonus to apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the brothers and sisters in this work, and truth and sincerity. I hope you brothers edified.